Hello students, welcome to Veranda IAS. In this session of Geography Foundation course, we'll be looking into the sources of geography. What are the sources of geography? There are certain basic books that we have to stick on to. There are many sources available in the market. Instead of getting into many sources, let us stick to the basic but authentic sources. Let us see them one by one in this particular session. We'll have to see what are the sources of geography for UPSC exam as such. First of all, we'll stick to the NCERT books of class 6 to 12. This book is published by the Government of India. So, this stays as the authentic source for almost all the subjects. With respect to geography, we are supposed to stick to class 6 to 12 to build your basic understanding and the conceptual understanding. And other than that, we'll have to stick to Certificate of Physical and Human Geography by Gochang Leong or G.C. Leong. And we'll have to refer the books with the atlas. You can stick to Oxford University Press or Orion Longman Atlas. Apart from this, we'll have to also follow the day-to-day current affairs, be it Hindu or the Indian Express. It's up to you to which newspaper to stick to. So, these are the basic sources of geography. And the recent geographical events like volcanic eruptions, tsunami, earthquakes, you are supposed to have a tab on all these geographical happenings around the world. Next, we shall see what are the important books in the NCERT as such. See, you could see the books over here. These are of prime importance. Of class 9, you'll have Contemporary of India Part 1, in which you will study the basics about India, climate of India, drainage system of India, and other important things. In Contemporary India Part 2, we'll read about the natural resources, wildlife distribution, and energy, agriculture of India. All those things are discussed in the Contemporary India Part 2. Whereas in Fundamentals of Physical Geography, this is a very important book for the whole physical geography as such, because it talks about the origin and evolution of Earth, geomorphology, the landform evolution, oceanography, climatology. All the important concepts are discussed in the Fundamentals of Physical Geography class 11. This is very, very important. And next we'll have class 11 India Physical Environment. What we had seen in these two, Contemporary India, will be extrapolated for class 11 standard. So, this also has the India basics about India. We'll have a topic about climate of India, monsoon of India, energy resource of India. All things are included in this India Physical Environment. Next, in class 12 of Fundamentals of Human Geography, we had already seen the prelims portion wherein it talks about the physical geography and human geography. The human geography part, this book talks about. It talks about the study of population across the world, demographics, literacy, everything. So, all these things are dealt with in this book. Next, in class 12, India, People and Economy. The human geography part in the Indian context is discussed in this book. So, next we shall read about how to read the NCERT book. First, from class 11 and 12 for conceptual clarity you have to stick to. Whereas class 6 to 8, you could stick for the basic understanding. You might have not had very much interest in the subject as such in geography during your school days. Maybe that time, if you have totally have no idea about the subject, you could stick to class 6 to 12. Or else you could also read for your basic understanding to build your basics as such for the subject. And this class 11 and 12 is very, very important, especially the Fundamentals of Physical Geography book. And next, you can supplement while reading the NCERT with the classes. So, whenever you read the NCERT, always supplement with the respective classes. So, you could relate whatever they are teaching in the class along with the NCERT textbook. Next, you read NCERT along with the atlas. This is very essential. Sometimes we can overlook this point, but this is very, very important point. Because NCERT we read, there are many facts involved in the book. You could understand them only when you could relate it visually by the map. When you read a map, you'll have that visual memory and it will stay for a longer time. For example, if you are reading about the drainage system of India, say you are talking about River Krishna. You know River Krishna drains along the coast of Andhra Pradesh. But where does it originate? You'll read something in the book, but you'll not look into the atlas. That time you will read, but you'll forget. You'll not even know from which state exactly it originates. So when you read, you can mark in the atlas as well, so that next time when you see, you will note from where the river originates. I'm just saying one example. You could do this for all the features or all the concepts with maps. Okay. Next, we shall get into the current affairs section for the subject as such. You have to stick to any of the newspapers, be it the Hindu or the Indian Express. It's up to your choice. Along with that, while reading the newspaper, you have to have a tab on the important geographic events, be it volcanic eruption, tsunami, or even anything that disturbs the world trade, the most important headline that hits the news. So that has to be noted. If a news is very insignificant, but still it keeps on hitting, that means also you have to suppose to look into the geographical area of that region. For example, the recent unrest in Myanmar. So we can, there can be a potential question that what are the Indian state that borders the country of Myanmar. This is one of the examples. There are many such events happening around the world. It might be insignificant, but still it can have a chance in the question. So you have to read about the places and regions in the news. Also stick with magazines such as Yojana and Kurukshetra. These two are Government of India publications. These talks about important schemes and programs that are implemented by India and the viewpoint on certain programs across India. So these two are important for your preparation point of view. Also you can stick to All India Radio News. You might stick into other private news channels, but this is All India Radio News which you could use in here in radio. And after the news session is over, you have certain important topic discussion, weekly discussions, which covers the important current affairs as such nationally and internationally. So these are important part with regard to current affairs in the subject. Hope this session was useful for you to understand the sources of geography. Keep your sources limited, stick to the class and prepare well. Hope this session was useful. Thank you. Let's meet in the next session.